clicking record now. Ready? Good morning, He-She's, Theys, and Castaways, and welcome to Sarah and Thomas's Survival Guide.
Special guest, Zoe from the production team.
Introduction. Hey Sarah, I got you a little gift. Here you go.
Oh, thank you. Number 2, just like poop.
Put it on your shirt. Match.
See, she was number 1 last season, and Sarah
can
came
handle
in
this.
number 2.
This is like a cheap shirt.
Come on, it's a pin. You can do it. I believe in
I'm
you.
doing it right now. Stop it. Don't peer
Took
pressure
you
me.
a while to have me on, didn't it?
Okay, literally.
To be honest, we haven't had that many guests.
Yeah, we've only had Gannon and Morgan so far.
Yeah, and that was
I think I'm an exception.
the first merge. Well,
I
yeah.
haven't seen much of you since the final tribal. How's it been? Just been making your own show about Survivor?
Yeah, and really entertaining, apparently.
Yeah, the spectators really
Apparently,
like us.
according to Noah and Alexandra, who watch us like a podcast, we're good. We're cool.
Yeah, we're poggers.
So speaking of being voted out, we're starting with the spectator draft, and we just interviewed Ricky right before this.
Hello, spectators. I hope you've enjoyed your weekly updates so far. They get a little repetitive, though, don't you think? While we're on the topic, let's talk a little more about the production and host work done this season. Everything has been scattered from the start. I had to be the one that gave clues for the castaways to find the idols. The hosts, the production crew, did nothing to help. I got the castaways to where they are now. I proved the incompetence of each production member and host. Soon, there will be a new management team that will arise. One that puts in all the effort necessary to give the castaways a fair chance of winning. One that will be able to run Survivor successfully. Keep your eyes and ears peeled, spectators. Great things have yet to come.
And he was voted out. Fun fact.
I did not know that.
Yeah, well now you do. He's 7th place, right? Yeah.
7th.
Right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and then and the only person that lost him was Mason. In the draft.
Oh, Mason.
So Mason. I was gonna say Mason.
Maison.
C'est français. Anyway, so yeah, Mason lost Ricky. Unfortunate.
And then
I don't really care. Just kidding.
we lost Duncan as well, being the 6th place. And now we're in the final 5, so no idols can be played.
Yeah.
In terms of spectator drafts, Alex and Riley lost Duncan. I mean, they're not going to be able to come back from this, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that leaves Alexandra still with the top draft. Non-Denison student, somehow kicking every Denison student's ass.
And then Sean is slightly behind, and they've never played a game of Survivor, but maybe it's just like the spectator juice. Like if you're not on production, if you're not a host, if you're a spectator, your draft is just like a little better. I mean, kind of, because also I don't know who Julian is, but his draft is not that great. But that's okay. Good for you guys. We love gambling. That's not gambling. We love drafting.
No money is involved.
How's your draft looking?
I'm beating you.
Am I being?
No. Thomas is two people below Zoe.
Damn.
Oh, you're
Mason's
beating me
in
at
between.
one thing.
Yeah. I am 4th after Alex and Alexander and Sean. Alright. Next challenge was the Wikipedia speedrun. I don't know if you want to talk about that, if you want me to. So if you have anything to say about
Do you have anything
Wikipedia.
with the Wikispeed?
I'm just here.
You're just here.
I mean there's the Popcat Fudge one and
Wasn't checked.
and no one
really
get that.
Get in.
Yeah, that one didn't work out.
Which is kind of funny because it's like your challenge. It didn't work out.
To make this really quick, I can just say, for every single challenge that we have on here that isn't a reward challenge, Cassidy won every single one. I'll just put that out there right now because it's really,
Yeah.
that's just how it is. She's won I don't know how many in a row.
4 in a row.
Four.
She's beaten Ganon's 3-win streak.
It's a little sussy. It's a
Yeah.
little sussy, but she won the Wikipedia speedrun. If you have no clue what that is,
It was a Mason's challenge, and so a lot of castaways don't. I think it was Margaret. Margaret doesn't like Mason's challenges, but
Izzy also wasn't a big fan.
yeah.
Yeah, get from one topic on Wikipedia and then get to another by clicking only blue links.
Yeah.
Very interesting one.
I was gonna try it and then I didn't. So yeah.
See, if I did it, I would get lost in like some of the, ooh, that looks cool, and then click it and then start reading. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I'm timed, and then I'd live.
Yeah.
And then we have Face Off.
Yeah. Okay. So it's about Drive. Margaret destroyed Izzy in Mario Kart.
Hey, like you in Scoos.
What? Oh, well, no, Michael beat me. Anyway, and it's about power. Abby destroyed Rachel in the Disney identification. Disney, cool. It's like, it was like Disney villain power ballads.
Movies and
Yeah.
stuff.
Hungry, it was Google Snake. Abby won. I think I could have done better. I think I might do a Google Snake and then send a picture into my confessional and be like, Abby, I would have beaten you. And then in the work, Duncan was more productive in Cassidy in the 24-hour time period.
At least that's what we voted on.
Yeah, you were there.
Oh, well, I didn't vote because I was just there to
Yeah, he was spectating.
meditate.
But yeah, we at the the productivity panel, we watched their presentations, and I gotta say, afterwards we saw Morgan and Cassidy Orange's presentations from last season, and theirs were a lot better. They were way more productive. No shade to the castaways right now, but like, Morgan didn't even sleep. That's not a good thing though, don't do that.
Get some sleep.
But like, I'm just saying, like, there was a dedication.
You were up until like 2
Cassidy
last
did
night.
stuff all day. Okay, that's I wasn't being productive though. Alright. And then Egg Inc. I hate Egg Inc. But Margaret versus Cassidy. Cassidy won. It made sense, you know, she's really dedicated. And so afterwards, they all got questions that if the answer was right, they'd get extra points in Jeopardy. Abby got her question right and got 100. Well, she got 2 questions. One of them was, what is Noah's favorite lunch? Which I knew. And then the other one was, what powers from the power plant?
What
Right.
is what is Noah's favorite lunch?
It's, okay, you go to Curtis. You get the multi-grain bread. And then you get, it's turkey, cucumber, cheddar cheese, mayonnaise, and I think lettuce.
What's my favorite lunch?
I don't know. Because Noah has told me specifically that before, like one time, and for some reason I was like, I'm gonna memorize that.
It's ham and cheese with lettuce
Nice.
on
From-
white bread.
From Curtis or
Yes.
from?
Curtis.
Nice.
Memorize that.
Okay. It's a lot easier to memorize actually. And then the other one was like, what is the power from the reserve, which is solar panels. Rachel got 100 points for finding out what happens when you get stuff stolen. She tried to look through the whole student handbook and it wasn't in there, but she guessed and got it right, I think. Good for her, I wouldn't know that. And Cassidy got 100 for, I forgot the question actually.
You forgot.
It's okay, she forgot. But-
Yeah, it was probably something funny.
But if you didn't know what those points were for, well, we probably just already said it. I forget what we said.
Jeopardy.
Those go into the Jeopardy challenge, which happened later Sunday evening.
Oh, Cassidy's was how much Morgan has gone without sleep, so I don't think she won that. The answer is 132 hours.
Don't do this at home, kids.
Literally don't do
Don't do
that.
this at home, kids. But yeah, Jeopardy, Abby showed up late. Bad. Rachel was early. Good on you for being early. And well, apparently everyone was gone, which seems like a really terrible
Like all the
thing to
production
do.
was gonna be. Scoos had an important message to tell us.
And
then I had to use the bathroom.
Cassie just gets kidnapped somehow. Like,
Use
maybe
the
you should put some,
Yeah.
like, watch, because
Just
when we
a
get
little
into the
bit.
end game, a lot of people like to get kidnapped for some reason.
Yeah, like Noah,
Like,
Aiden.
you think maybe we should call some, security, but no.
Are we gonna need like Campo to follow Survivor around? But yeah, Cassidy got kidnapped and like Jeopardy, the Cassidy Crane won. as usual. But, you know, most importantly, Abby was late. Like, come on. We're at the end game. Get your head in the game. Anyway.
In production, literally, like the hosts, 2 of them are her girlfriends. So it's like, come on.
Yeah.
You get to see them, and you're late for them.
Yeah.
You jealous?
Me?
No bitches.
No maidens.
Okay, so Ricky, his Tribal 15, he went door to door to get people to not vote for him, which, like, cool, like, good dedication, but, that didn't make people very happy, and Margaret did not want to vote with him, and Rachel was going to vote with him, and then switched because, she got nervous, which is unfortunate, because I kind of wanted to see a little mix-up, like a little spice.
You
But
need some
that's
spice,
okay.
and I don't think we're gonna get any spice.
No, not
It's
for
just
the,
gonna be
not for the
white
rest
bread
of the
all
season.
the way to the end.
Yeah.
Pretty bland.
Spice bowl without everything, just the rice and chicken.
Fortunately, there's no meat.
Just rice, but no sauce.
Rice and like a cucumber.
Tribal 16 was Duncan, the final man to be voted off. That was the last time for idols, so Cassidy, of course, decided to be funny, and she spread out all the idols.
Because she had immunity, so she didn't even need to use it on herself.
So she gave them to Margaret and Abby, and then Margaret, told by Cassidy, used her guardian on Izzy. Now see, if I were in that position, I would do the funny and use the guardian on Duncan.
But Cassidy used her idol on Margaret after Margaret used the guardian. So she wouldn't have used the, like if Margaret used the guardian on Duncan, Cassidy wouldn't have idled Margaret and would instead have idled Abby and Rachel. So.
Who knows? So if Rachel's keeping close watch, she should know that.
Yeah, Rachel should be shitting her pants right now because she's
shitting.
the only one that wasn't idled.
Yeah, she's.
It's kind of a sign, like, you're getting voted out. Sorry, Rachel. Like.
Yeah. It's very scary. So that leaves us to the castaway analysis, which is itty bitty bitty bitty. Because now we only have 5. Cassidy, she was pretty upset she didn't win the productivity. We kind of
Yeah.
watched that happen in her confessional, and then also there she seemed a bit disappointed, but.
Yeah, I love Cassidy, but I think she's not a sore loser, but like I think she wants to win everything, which is like fair, but also like
Not possible.
yeah, like you don't stress yourself out over this girl. Like it was just one challenge.
And you didn't even need to win it because obviously you won the
Yeah, you still won the
overall
game.
thing. So.
But it was kind of funny. We're like watching her. She's a little upset. She's a little upset.
Margaret still being a spy for Cassidy. First she was a spy for Evan and Co, and now she's a spy for Cassidy. She ratted out Ricky because Ricky was doing that big ballsy play against Cassidy, which I really was hoping it would have worked out.
According to Noah, he thought that was one of the bigger moves of the game of Margaret ratting out Ricky.
But yeah, Margaret is very much holding on to Cassidy, and we're not seeing any betrayal at this point now. Rachel, she thought about sticking with Ricky, but she got really worried, and then she ended up abandoning Ricky and went with Cassidy's vote. Abby hasn't been too active lately, and neither has Izzy, so we'll have to see what they're up to when we get to next week, if they remain.
If you read Abby's confessional, she outright said, "I do not deserve to win. Cassidy deserves to win."
And if you read my spectator chat, unless you are a castaway watching this in a few weeks, I said that I think that it would be kind of lame if all the other castaways stopped participating because Cassidy, the castaway, would not like that very much. Because I feel like she wouldn't want to win in the basis that everyone else just gave up because she's a competitive person.
I want Rachel to girl boss it. I want her to step up and then suddenly turn Cassidy into a juror.
I feel like she could do that.
She could. She just needs a lot of motivation. And
Which I don't think she has.
she doesn't. That would take a lot of convincing on my part, and that's foul play, so we're just gonna have to let things happen.
I'm just surprised that I guess they all kind of know that Cassidy's gonna win at this point. But I wish they were all kind of like worried about it, because I mean, that's kind of what happened when, last season with Liberty. We were like, oh, she's gonna win, so didn't blindsided her. Well, I didn't blindside her. I wasn't in the Lions, but Zoe, on the other hand,
Wasn't part of me. If you look at the votes.
I don't know the votes.
So,
The weekly highlights.
yeah.
Margaret in her confessional had said, I totally forgot about Rachel. I thought this was the final four, which is kind of funny.
Ouch.
Yeah, that was kind of savage, honestly. And then Cassidy now has the highest win streak for individual immunity challenge. 4 after beating Gannon's 3. Zoe, do you have any weekly highlights?
Not particularly.
Not particularly.
It's okay.
All right, Castaway of the Week. I'll start. I said Duncan. He's a Pogger's little boy is what I wrote here because I had nothing written. You know what? I respect Duncan. I think I did him last week. I completely forget. For just, doing something different and trying to, spice things up. I'm glad he won the productivity challenge, and even though he knew he was being voted out, he at least tried to make it a little entertaining. But you go, Duncan.
My Castaway of the Week was Margaret. She's just been doing her thing, girl bossing a little bit. She's been participating more than the other ones, other than obviously Cassidy. So just doing her thing. She's doing a good job. Yeah. Zoe?
Rachel, because she's on my draft.
Slay.
Very valid. That's always a valid opportunity.
Margaret's also on my draft.
Cassidy's on my draft, and I think Rachel as well. I forget.
Oh, slay.
Rachel could betray Cassidy, but she's not gonna get the support.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, I was gonna say maybe Abby would, but Abby said that Cassidy deserves to win.
Oh no, I had Abby. Oops.
Oh, I also have Abby. I have Margaret and Abby still left. Alright, well, do you have anything else to say as our special guest?
Just, yeah.
Alright, well, that's all for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Should have me on here more.
I mean, we don't need to skip class too often, though.
Yeah, and we only have one more left.
Class.
Can you
We're not going to do one after the final tribal?
No, we won't.
We should do one.
No, next week is so far scheduled to be our last one, and we're going to go all out because that's leading up to final tribal council, which is the most poggers event that's going to happen on Denison's campus. More poggers than Rico Nasty. I have no clue who that person was, so
Yeah, neither do I.
clearly Denison survivors can be more poggers.
Definitely.
All right, we'll see you next week. Goodbye. Ooh, you will see Sarah turn off the stream now.